For years, millions of Americans started their mornings with Gayle King. Her warm smile, thoughtful questions, and calm presence made her one of the most trusted faces on television. Whether interviewing presidents, celebrities, or everyday people with extraordinary stories, she built a reputation for staying composed while uncovering meaningful conversations. Viewers saw confidence and professionalism, but few realized how many personal battles she had overcome before reaching that point. Long before national fame, Gayle was simply a young woman with the dream of becoming a journalist. She wasn't born into television success, and nothing about her journey was guaranteed. Every opportunity came through persistence, patience, and a willingness to keep moving forward even when recognition seemed far away. While many people now associate her with some of the biggest interviews in America, her career began with the same uncertainty faced by countless aspiring broadcasters. Part of Gayle's childhood was spent outside the United States after her family relocated because of her father's work. Experiencing different cultures at a young age helped shape the way she viewed the world. She learned that listening carefully often reveals more than speaking loudly, a lesson that would later become one of her greatest strengths as an interviewer. After returning to America, Gayle attended college with a growing interest in understanding people. She was fascinated by emotions, relationships, and the reasons behind human behavior. Those interests naturally led her toward journalism, where curiosity and empathy could become powerful tools. Her first jobs in television were far from glamorous. She worked behind the scenes, learned the technical side of broadcasting, and gradually earned opportunities in front of the camera. Local news demanded long hours, constant preparation, and the ability to remain calm under pressure. Every assignment became another lesson, helping her develop the confidence that audiences would one day recognize. During those early years, Gayle met another young broadcaster whose career was also just beginning, Oprah Winfrey. Neither woman could have predicted the extraordinary paths that lay ahead. What started as a simple friendship grew into one of the strongest and most talked about relationships in media. They encouraged each other through personal struggles and professional challenges, creating a bond that would last for decades. As Oprah's career quickly reached national prominence, Gayle continued building hers at a slower pace. While she celebrated her friends' success, the constant comparisons became impossible to ignore. Many people assumed that Gayle's achievements existed only because of her connection to Oprah, overlooking the years of experience and determination she had invested in her own career. Instead of allowing those assumptions to define her, Gayle stayed focused on improving her craft. She continued reporting, anchoring local broadcasts, and connecting with viewers through genuine conversation. Her warmth and authenticity made her different from many traditional news personalities. Rather than hiding her personality behind a formal image, she embraced it, creating a style that felt approachable without sacrificing professionalism. Even so, national recognition remained out of reach. There were moments when it seemed as though her hard work might never receive the attention it deserved. Still, Gayle refused to give up. She believed that success built over time would ultimately be stronger than success gained overnight. Little did she know the greatest tests of her life and the opportunities that would eventually transform her into one of America's most respected journalists were still ahead. As Gayle King continued building her career in local television, her personal life seemed to be moving in the right direction. She married attorney William Bumpus, and together they began raising a family. From the outside, their life looked stable and successful. They welcomed 2 children, balanced demanding careers, and appeared to have everything many people hoped for behind closed doors. However, reality was far more complicated. While juggling motherhood and a growing career in television, Gayle was also carrying responsibilities that viewers never saw. Early mornings in the newsroom were followed by evenings devoted to family, leaving little time for herself. She worked hard to create a stable home while continuing to prove herself in a competitive industry. Then everything changed. Years into the marriage, Gayle discovered that her husband had been unfaithful. The revelation shattered the future she believed they were building together. It wasn't simply the end of a relationship, it was the loss of trust, certainty, and the life she had imagined for her family. Despite the heartbreak, Gayle chose not to make her private struggles part of a public spectacle. Instead of turning pain into headlines, she focused on protecting her children and rebuilding her life. Friends and family became an important source of strength during one of the most difficult periods she had ever faced. After the marriage ended, Gayle suddenly found herself balancing two demanding roles. She was now a single mother raising 2 children while continuing to pursue a career in television. The emotional weight was enormous, yet every morning she still walked into the studio with professionalism and determination. Around the same time, her career faced another major obstacle. After years of working in local news, Gayle finally received the opportunity she had been waiting for: a nationally syndicated daytime television show carrying her own name. It seemed like the breakthrough that could change everything. But the excitement didn't last. The program struggled to attract enough viewers and was canceled after only 1 season. For anyone in television, losing a show can feel deeply personal. Public criticism arrived quickly, and many questioned whether she truly belonged on the national stage. Some critics unfairly suggested that any opportunity she received existed only because of her friendship with Oprah Winfrey. Instead of recognizing her years of experience, they reduced her accomplishments to someone else's influence. Those comments could have ended her confidence. Instead, they strengthened her determination. Rather than walking away from broadcasting, Gayle returned to work. She accepted new roles in television, radio, and publishing, refusing to let one disappointment define her future. Every setback became another lesson, and every new opportunity helped her sharpen the interviewing style that audiences would later admire. What made Gayle different wasn't flashy reporting or dramatic confrontations. It was her ability to make people feel comfortable enough to speak honestly. She listened carefully, asked thoughtful follow-up questions, and treated guests like people rather than headlines. Slowly, the industry began to notice, although she still wasn't the household name she would later become. Gayle was quietly building something far more valuable than instant fame or reputation. For authenticity, resilience, and professionalism. She had survived a painful divorce. She had overcome public disappointment. She had raised her children while rebuilding her career from the ground up. And without realizing it, she was preparing for the opportunity that would finally change everything. After years of rebuilding her life and career, Gayle King finally received the opportunity she had been waiting for. It wasn't handed to her overnight. It came after decades of experience, countless early mornings, professional disappointments, and an unwavering belief that persistence would eventually pay off. When she joined CBS's morning news program, expectations were high. The network was trying to reinvent its morning lineup, and the competition was fierce. Many viewers already had favorite programs, making it difficult for any newcomer to stand out. Some critics still questioned whether Gayle belonged on a national news desk. Others continued to claim that her friendship with Oprah Winfrey had opened doors for her. But this time, Gayle had something she hadn't always been given before: a chance to prove herself in front of millions of viewers every single morning. She didn't try to imitate anyone else. Instead, she relied on the qualities that had carried her through local television: careful listening, thoughtful questions, and genuine curiosity. She allowed guests to finish their thoughts, stayed calm during emotional conversations, and never felt the need to dominate an interview simply to create dramatic television. Gradually, audiences began to notice. Her interviews felt different. Rather than chasing sensational headlines, Gayle focused on understanding the people sitting across from her: politicians, actors, musicians, and everyday individuals all found themselves opening up in ways they hadn't expected. Year after year, her credibility continued to grow. Then came one of the biggest challenges of her professional life. A colleague she had worked alongside for years became the subject of serious public allegations, sending shockwaves through the newsroom. The situation forced everyone involved to confront an uncomfortable reality. Gayle addressed the difficult moment with honesty and compassion, acknowledging both the seriousness of the allegations and the emotional impact they had on those who knew him. Many viewers admired the balance she showed during such a difficult period. She didn't avoid the story, nor did she allow personal relationships to overshadow the importance of responsible journalism. Soon afterward, another interview would make international headlines. Gayle sat down with singer R. Kelly during one of the most anticipated television interviews of the year. As the conversation unfolded, emotions escalated dramatically. After decades in the spotlight, Gayle King's story is defined by a single interview, a headline, or a famous friendship. It's the story of a woman who refused to let heartbreak, criticism, or disappointment determine her future. She endured personal betrayal, professional setbacks, and public controversy. Yet each challenge only strengthened the resilience that millions of viewers would eventually come to admire. Today, Gayle is recognized not because she stood beside someone else's success, but because she earned a place of her own through consistency, courage, and authenticity. Her career proves that real success doesn't always arrive quickly. Sometimes it comes after years of rejection, quiet perseverance, and the determination to keep moving forward when no one is watching. In an industry where reputations can disappear overnight, she built one that has lasted for decades. Whether you admire her journalism or simply respect her resilience, Gayle King's journey is a reminder that behind every confident public figure is a private story filled with obstacles the world rarely sees. Her legacy isn't about living a perfect life, it's about facing life's hardest moments without giving up. And perhaps that's the greatest lesson her remarkable journey leaves behind. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep dive into the lives of the world's most fascinating public figures.